Angela Johnson, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Security, took to the stand at last Friday's hearing of the Public Service Commission of Inquiry. It was there that she cited the need for some structural changes within that ministry. But according to her, efforts to have this done began under the previous government.
We had a loan. We had received a loan 2 years ago from the IDB, which assisted us in preparing a strategic plan. And we're working with Public Service Ministry at this point in time. We're working with them to implement that.
Johnson explained that the plan requires the assessment of each department in order to fill existing gaps, one of which includes the excessive number of contract workers as against permanent staff. This seems to be a major concern for almost all of the permanent secretaries who have testified before the Commission over the past week.
I will be honest enough to say to you, I've had 3 members of staff who left simply because of lack of security of tenure, not money, not so much money. They just wanted to feel that they don't have to wonder to know whether the contract will be renewed in next year or the other year. They want to be comfortable. They wanted to see themselves going up in the public service, and they left.
The PS could not at the time give the vacancy level of the Public Security Ministry, but she did express confidence that if there are more permanent employees than those on contracts, it would be much easier to train persons for administrative positions. Nonetheless, Commissioners Professor Harold Lochman, Sandra Jones, and Samuel Gosaran were curious about the role of ministers, and according to Johnson, some of them tend to impose.
Do you think ministers micromanage? Get into below the policy issues and so?
Yeah, some tend to. Some tend to. Some tend to.
And that would affect,
micromanage.
Undermine the authority of the head?
Exactly.
PS told the commissioners, though, that she does not fail to make notes of these impositions.
That's a good approach and practice.
I do that.
Put it in writing.
Because that's the safe, yes. That's the safe. I was advised that that's the best way to do it.
Rihanna Ahmad, HGP Nightly News.